Hi, and welcome to this product presentation for the Shigematsu FS01 full face respirator. This is the latest full face respirator from Shigematsu, and it is packed full of features which make it the leader in its class. The extra wide field of vision, the anti-fog coating on the inside of the mask, anti-scratch on the outside, and the speech diaphragm are just the beginning. The FS01 has been certified to meet the requirements of the Australian-New Zealand standard AS/NZS 1716-2012. In this video, we're going to cover the following topics. Firstly, a description of the respirator. Then we'll look at the features and benefits, the importance of fit testing, pre-use inspection, connecting filters, putting your mask on and performing a fit check, removing your mask, cleaning and storage, understanding the filters, and finally the spare parts. The STS FS01 is a negative pressure respirator that is reusable with interchangeable filters. The negative pressure refers to the fact that air must be inhaled through the filters into the mask, which creates a negative pressure. That means it's really important that you get a good face seal in order for the mask to work properly. The reusable element is that this mask can be reused many times over. Proper cleaning and storage will mean that you get many years of service. Regarding the interchangeable filters, this means that you can choose from a full range of filters, from particulate filters to a range of gas filters or a combination of both, which can be changed out when they become saturated. We'll cover how and when to change your filters later in this video. The STS FS01 is packed full of features. The first thing you'll notice is the enormous visor. This gives you great field of vision both on the periphery as well as below the vertical. The 3D curved visor also has an anti-scratch coating on the outside and an anti-fog coating on the inside so that you have crystal clear vision all day long. The speech diaphragm aids in communication, which is really important when you're working with a group. The 6-point head harness gives you multiple points of adjustment so that you can get a secure fit, which will aid you when wearing your respirator. Also, the buckles have been upgraded and are now much easier to move back and forth so that you can get the fit you need. Finally, the twist lock filter system allows you to remove filters and attach filters simply by twisting and locking them into place. The FS01 is a close-fitting respirator, and it only works effectively if you have an adequate face seal. It is a requirement of the Australian-New Zealand standard AS/1715-2009 that all respirators that are close-fitting be tested prior to use. This will ensure that you can have a respirator that is the correct size and fit for your face, and that an adequate face seal can be achieved. PH7 is able to offer both qualitative and quantitative fit testing for this purpose. Fit testing needs to be completed prior to use and then annually, or earlier if you have had a significant change to your facial features, for example after dental work or perhaps putting on or taking off a lot of weight. Prior to donning your FS01, it's important that you carry out a pre-use inspection. Start by having a visual inspection of the mask itself. Check for any tears, nicks, discoloration or deformation of the mask. Then have a look at the straps. Give them a stretch, make sure the buckles run smoothly and that everything is in good working order. Then it's important that you check the valves. There are 5 valves inside the FS01. There's 2 inhalation valves, there's 2 inner mask valves, and then there's an exhalation valve on the front. Finally, check that the filters are in good working order. Once you've done that, you're ready to go. It's important that you connect the right filters for the hazards that you're trying to protect against. The FS01 is able to work with a full range of CA filters, including particulate filters, gas and vapor filters, or a combination of both. Before you start, you're going to need to know a couple of things. Firstly, you're going to need to know the contaminant that you're trying to protect yourself from. Secondly, you're going to need to know the level of concentration of that contaminant in the atmosphere and whether there is sufficient oxygen, at least 19.5%, for the environment that you're going to be in. You may need to consult an occupational hygienist or a health and safety professional to help you to determine these factors. If you are unable to determine the contaminant, the level of concentration, or that there's sufficient oxygen in the environment, then you should not use this respirator. Instead, you'd need to find a supplied air respiratory system, something like the Clean Air Airline System or an SCBA, which is a self-contained breathing apparatus. Once you know the contaminant you're dealing with, you can use the Shigematsu filter selection guide to help you determine the correct filter for the job. Connecting the filters is simply a matter of getting the cartridge, lining it up against the side of the mask, twisting until you feel it click into place. For a combination filter, add one of the particulate pre-filters to the top of the gas cartridge and push it until you hear it click in. Now we're going to show you how to put on your FS01 and perform a fit check. To do this, I'm going to get my colleague Juanita to come and help demonstrate. Firstly, Juanita's going to check that the straps are all nice and loose, and then place the mask over her head. By holding the mask with one hand, Juanita can then start at the bottom and pull the straps tight until she gets a secure fit. Once a secure fit has been achieved, we need to perform a fit check to make sure that there's no inward leakage on the mask. You do this by performing a negative and then a positive fit check. To perform the negative pressure check, you place both hands over the filters and inhale gently. You should feel the mask come tight around the face with no leakage around the sides. If you do feel any leakage, tighten the straps and perform the check again. Once you've successfully performed the negative pressure fit test, you can perform the positive pressure test. You do that by placing your palm over the exhalation valve and breathing outwards. You should feel no air escaping around the mask. Once you've got a positive fit, then you are ready to go and start your work. Once your work shift is over and you're outside the contaminated area, it's now time to remove your mask. To do this, you simply do everything in reverse. So starting at the top, loosen the head straps until the straps are nice and loose, and then you can pull the mask over the top of your head. There we go. After each use, we recommend that you clean down and inspect your respirator prior to storing it. Respiratory wipes are a good way of cleaning down contaminated surfaces, but you can also use isopropyl alcohol or a mild detergent and rinse it under fresh water. If you're working in a particularly toxic environment, it's important that you follow the procedures set out by your health and safety professional. After your respirator is clean, take a moment to check it for damage before putting it away. Make sure to check the visor, the filters, the straps, the valves on the inside, the gaskets where the filters connect to the mask, and the exhalation valve at the front. Once you're satisfied that the mask is in good working order, you can store it for later use. We recommend that you store it in a solid plastic container. It's also good practice to store your filters separately. Activated carbon filters will continue to absorb contaminants from the atmosphere around them. Storing them in a Loctite bag will help prolong their life. Once everything's clean and tidy and packed away, you're ready to go for the next time. All Shigematsu negative pressure masks are compatible with the CA range of filters. The P2R is a particulate filter that offers at least 94% protection against solid and liquid particulates. This includes dusts, mists, fumes and fibres. It is particularly low profile, and the hard casing protects the filter material from damage during use. It is also available as a clip-on, which can be used with any of the gas cartridges. The P3R is similar to the P2, but provides a higher level of protection of up to 99.95%. It is also available as a clip-on for use with gas cartridges. The CA1 provides filter protection against organic vapours with a boiling point over 65 degrees C. For example, benzene, MEK and turpentine. It should only be used in environments where the concentration level in the atmosphere is less than 1,000 parts per million. The CA2 provides the same protection for organic vapours with a boiling point over 65 degrees C, but for higher concentration levels of up to 2,000 parts per million. The CAAX is a filter that provides protection against organic vapours with a boiling point under 65 degrees. These are typically very volatile and include chemicals such as acetone, ethyl bromide and chloroform. CAAX filters are only designed for single use. The CAK1 filter provides protection against ammonia and organic ammonia derivatives. It should be used in concentration levels of less than 1,000 parts per million. And finally, the CAABEK1 provides protection against a wide range of gases and vapours, including organic vapours with a boiling point over 65 degrees, inorganic gases, acid gases, ammonia and organic ammonia derivatives. It's usually referred to as a multi-gas filter and can be used in concentration levels of up to 1,000 parts per million. One of the questions we get asked most often is, how do I know where to change out my filters? For particular filters, as the filter fills up, it becomes even more effective. However, the breathing resistance will also increase. Change these filters when the breathing resistance becomes difficult or as per your filter change-out schedule determined by your health and safety professional. Replace your gas and vapour cartridges when any of the following apply. Firstly, if the expiry date on the cartridge has elapsed, if it's been more than 6 months since you opened the sealed package it came in, whether you've used the filter or not, when you can detect the presence of the contaminant through the mask, usually by smell or taste, in accordance to the manufacturer's instructions. For example, the AX filter is a single-use filter only. The STS FS01 has 6 replaceable parts. We're going to start with the head harness. To remove this, grab hold of the mask firmly, twist the harness to the right and push it off the lug. Now repeat with the other 5 attachment points. Next we're going to remove the inner mask. Pinch this with your thumb and forefinger and pull the ring from the outer mask. This will also reveal the 2 inhalation valves for the inner mask. They just pull out. Inside the main mask, you'll find the inhalation valves, which are coloured bright blue. Pinch those with your thumb and forefinger and they can be easily removed. On the outside of the mask, you'll find 2 orange gaskets, and underneath the cover, you'll find the exhalation valve. To remove the gaskets, pinch those with your thumb and forefinger and pull. And do the same on the other side. To get to the exhalation valve, squeeze the 2 lugs and pull the cover forward. Again, you can pinch the valve out and it's ready for replacement. If you find any damage to any of these spare parts, you should always replace them immediately.